Joining us now on the Michigan Megacast is Ryan Hundt, the Chief Executive Officer of the Michigan Works Association. Back with us on the Megacast. Ryan, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me again. It's great to be here.
Appreciate having you on. So, of course, the seasonal job market definitely having an impact in Michigan this summer as activities were coming back in droves, as events came back to some semblance of normalcy. At this moment in time, what is the state of the job market in the state of Michigan? In the past, we've seen that there were plenty of jobs open, but people simply weren't filling them. What was the status, or what has been the status at least, with the seasonal jobs and the general market going forward?
Sure. The seasonal jobs in Michigan, the job market is relatively strong for the most part. As you mentioned, there are many events, fairs, festivals coming back in person. If they were not last year, 2021, they certainly are back in person this year as well. So the hospitality industry continues to see a rise in employment opportunities. But with that rise, of course, comes the challenge of hiring and retaining talent. And so even though we're seeing a strong demand for those hires and those employees in the hospitality and tourism industry, we know that the short-term and the long-term challenges that employers face across all industries, but perhaps more specifically within the hospitality industry in Michigan, that is something that they are keeping tabs on. Of course, especially heading into the winter months, we'll see some of that seasonal adjustment for hospitality employment and tourism employment in Michigan drop in certain parts of the state that see stronger summer months. But of course, there are plenty of winter opportunities as well, whether they're the ski resorts or some of the other hotels and destinations in Michigan, in our Pure Michigan winter wonderland here. There will certainly be job availability going forward in the hospitality and tourism industry. In terms of the general market in Michigan, what we're seeing and what we have seen for the past several months is a relatively steady unemployment rate. It's been about 4.3% since April of this year. We are still seeing growth in the job market. The survey of households that was conducted by the state of Michigan's labor market information team during the month of July, which was their most recent publication, we've seen that Michigan's labor force has risen by about 45,000 workers. Employment has grown by about 66,000 individuals over the past several months, and the unemployment has fallen by about 21,000 individuals, remaining steady at that 4.3% unemployment rate in Michigan that we're seeing. And we're seeing that around that same number, between 3.5% to 4.5% unemployment rate all across the country right now.
We're joined by Ryan Hundt. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Michigan Works Association, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Ryan, before we continue on talking about the state of the job market here in Michigan, how it impacts both employers and potential employees, let's go back to just some general information for those that may not be familiar with the Michigan Works Association. How does your organization work to benefit both those employers who are looking to fill these jobs and build their businesses here in Michigan, but also those employees who are out in the job market looking for work or looking to change their career and do it right here in Michigan?
Sure. The Michigan Works Association is the 501c3 nonprofit based in Lansing, and we support the 16 individual independently operated Michigan Works agencies all across the state. Those Michigan Works agencies have 66 service centers and 33 one-stop centers throughout the state of Michigan to help support both employers and job seekers. We pride ourselves on being a demand-driven model. And when I say a demand-driven model, what I mean is that we are exceptionally responsive and supportive of the employers in our local communities and regions. And we try to understand what are their existing challenges from a hiring, recruitment, and retention perspective. What skill sets are they looking for, not only the technical skills, but also the soft skills they may be looking for. And then we translate that information in order to try and recruit and retain the job seekers to those positions, especially ones that are high demand, middle skill to high skill jobs right now throughout number of industries in Michigan and a number of employers as well. So for the employers, we can support them through resources and serving as an extension of their human resources functions in terms of recruitment, retention, and also supporting their employees or new hires with training dollars at both the federal and the state level. And then for the job seekers, we serve as a resource for them if they're looking for something as simple as a resume revamp or writing the resume, practicing interviewing skills so that they can be successful once they do get that interview with the employer. We can also support them in looking for additional resources, again, at the federal and the state level for upskilling opportunities, educational opportunities, and wraparound services as well. So if they're facing any barriers to employment, whether that be childcare accessibility and affordability, transportation, food access, there's a number of community partners across the state in each of our unique regions that we can work with to help lower or eliminate those barriers. That way, those individuals can focus more on how can they maintain their jobs, better support their families and their communities.
We're joined by Ryan Hundt. He is the CEO of Michigan Works Association, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You can find more information by visiting their website at michiganworks.org. That's michiganworks.org for more information. And as we've gone through the pandemic, as we've come out of the thick of the pandemic, although we're still in the pandemic at this time, dealing with COVID-19, it continues to have an impact on our communities. Ryan, particularly in the industries such as the restaurant industry and the dining industry and other service industries, we've seen a heavy impact of the pandemic on exodus from those industries and a struggle as we've kind of grown more normalcy back into our daily lives and into our industries to see those jobs come back. Just in July, your organization had tweeted out that as of April, full service restaurant staffing levels were nearly 600,000 jobs below the point that they were at pre-pandemic. At this time, what is the status of our restaurant industry in the state of Michigan in terms of their ability to fill those jobs or their success filling those jobs, especially considering that so many of these restaurants are independently owned restaurants right here in the Great Lakes state?
Great question. The demand for services, right? If you go to your local restaurant right now, everyone wants to get back out. They want to feel part of their community, and what better way can they feel a part of their community than visiting and dining at some of our wonderful restaurants and visiting and traveling to a number of different quality destinations in Michigan. The one thing that we have seen though is as that demand has continued to increase, the number of jobs and the staff at those locations may not be there currently to help meet that demand. If you drive up and down the street in your local community, I'm sure that you probably see many help wanted signs currently outside of our businesses in a number of industries. But down here, especially in the Lansing area, it seems as though the restaurants in particular are the ones that always have those help wanted signs. We're seeing increased wages for those positions, particularly entry-level positions in the restaurant industry. But that's still not attracting back as many individuals to those jobs as there were the number of positions available pre-pandemic. The good news is we have been doing quite a bit in the way of partnering with our folks at the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association. Amanda Smith, who is one of their executive vice presidents at MRLA, she has recently joined our board of directors at the Michigan Works Association, and she was also on a recent panel discussion that we facilitated in the month of July on the state of the restaurant and hospitality industry in Michigan. A few things that they are doing and encouraging their members to do is focus on upskilling and training. One of the reasons that we know individuals are leaving the jobs, when we talk about the dynamics like the Great Resignation, people are leaving their jobs because for two reasons really. One is wages, but then the second reason is they don't feel there are quality job training or job advancement opportunities. And there really are a number of opportunities for individuals to advance in the restaurant industry in particular. The Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association earlier this year did launch a new training center and training programs to help individuals move along a career path within the restaurant industry. And that's one program that their members have been clamoring for a number of years. And because of the state of the job demand in the state of Michigan, especially in the restaurant industry, we feel that those types of programs to help communicate and advocate for training and career pathways within the restaurant industry, which I think traditionally people have seen and viewed those positions as entry level and not much advancement beyond there, but to communicate out what are the opportunities for career advancement within the restaurant industry, similar to career pathways in software development or advanced manufacturing. There's a number of opportunities for individuals to not only seek out those career advancements, but also increase their wages, increase their benefits as well, maybe move into leadership positions within those organizations and independently owned and operated businesses and restaurants. So we hope that we will be seeing many rewards in the years to come in the restaurant industry because of a greater focus on those career advancement opportunities.
MichiganWorks.org for more information and resources from the Michigan Works Association. We're joined by Ryan Hundt. He is the CEO of Michigan Works Association, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More than 16 affiliate organizations and counties throughout the state of Michigan associated with Michigan Works. And so give some more insight, Ryan, on how those individual local organizations work with individuals looking for jobs or looking to change careers, to help them through that path and ease into those new jobs, while also helping local employers, including a lot of these independently owned businesses and entrepreneurs, fill those open jobs that are really continuing to be a bit of an issue at this time.
Sure. We'll focus on the job seeker first. If you are an individual, whether you are currently unemployed or you are employed, but you feel as though I'm looking for a new opportunity in the industry I'm currently in because I have skills, I have credentials and certifications, or if you're looking to pivot to a new career and a new industry, your local Michigan Works office is there to support your career journey along the way. If you walk into one of our physical locations or even engage with your local Michigan Works office virtually over the computer, if you're looking for specific guidance on resume writing, interview preparation, what to do once you try and accept a job offer, how to look over a job offer letter and see, okay, how can I equate this to maybe the current level that I'm at? How does this match up with other job offers I may be getting? The Michigan Works offices and their staff at those offices can provide assistance in any number of areas for the job seeker. And if you're also looking for resources and maybe training dollars to help offset upskilling opportunities, the local Michigan Works office can certainly assist you with that as well. From an employer perspective, if you are a company and you are having challenges with hiring, recruitment, or employee retention, there's a number of things the business services staff at each of the 16 local Michigan Works offices can do for you. They can help set up job fairs either in person or virtually. We've seen a strong return of the in-person career fairs come back, and those can be set up specific for one employer. They can also be set up for a consortium of employers in a particular industry or broadly speaking for a number of industries at their local Michigan Works office. The local business services staff can also provide some access to reliable training dollars. For example, the Going Pro Talent Fund is one of the most popular programs annually that the state of Michigan helps support with investments through the state appropriations process every single year since 2014. For fiscal year 23, the budget will begin October 1st, and we expect $55 million to be available for the Going Pro Talent Fund beginning October 1 of this year. So the application period will likely open up sometime in the fall, either October or November. And we constantly see a very strong demand for those dollars. We're always oversubscribed on the Going Pro Talent Fund, but those programs and other programs like incumbent worker training, on the job training dollars that are available through federal and state resources, those can all be accessed by contacting your local Michigan Works office, and they are with you every step of the way to help with employee recruitment, retention, and training.
MichiganWorks.org is the organization's website, MichiganWorks.org. You can also call their local Michigan Works number and the one-stop service center at 800-285-WORKS. That's 800-285-WORKS, 800-285-9675. And of course, find all this information and more on MichiganWorks.org. We're joined by Ryan Hundt. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Michigan Works Association with us on the Michigan Megacast. We have an exciting event coming up in September. The 11th through the 13th in Mount Pleasant will be the Michigan Works Association's annual conference. Plenty of learning opportunities for people in all different sectors of business. Tell us about this upcoming conference and what people can expect.
We are so excited to be back in person for the first time since 2019 for our annual conference. As you mentioned, that will take place September 11th through the 13th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. We have a number of different workshops and keynote presenters, presentations that will be taking place. So if you're looking for additional insights into adult education or co-ops and internships, youth employment, a number of different resources that are available, strong networking opportunities with workforce development professionals, that will all be available at our annual conference coming up later this year, next month, actually, in about 5 weeks. We will just have wrapped up the 2022 annual conference. We'd like to thank both Consumers Energy and the WK Kellogg Foundation for being executive sponsors for this year's conference. We are on pace to have a record number of registrations for the conference this year, taking place again at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. Whether you'd like to attend for the full time of the conference, September 11th through the 13th, or if you take a look at the workshops in the calendar at a glance and you see, hey, I really think that the Monday sessions are more appropriate for what I do in the workforce profession, you can also attend for one-day sessions as well. We hope that everybody will join us in Mount Pleasant this year. Again, September 11th through the 13th. You can find more information on the annual conference at michiganworks.org. Next year, we will be in Detroit at the Renaissance Center. And then in 2024, our annual conference will be heading north to the Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City. But we're really excited to see everybody back in person in just over a month up in Mount Pleasant for our annual conference.
Number of different workshops there, including empowering self-care and workforce development, how technology is impacting the future of the Michigan job market, introduction to Michigan STEM forward internship programs, and more, all throughout several different sessions, September 11th through the 13th in Mount Pleasant at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort for the Michigan Works Association's annual conference. More information and to register, michiganworks.org/the-event, michiganworks.org/the-event. Ryan, just another minute or so with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be important for our audience to keep in consideration about the job market in Michigan for employers, for employees, or other information from Michigan Works at this time?
Sure. Whether you are a job seeker or an employer or a community partner, I know that workforce is continuing to impact a number of our private sector business members all throughout the state, whether they're having difficulty with hiring, recruitment, and retention, if they're looking for additional resources, or if we're looking to pull in additional partners to help lower or eliminate barriers around key factors like childcare accessibility, childcare affordability, transportation, food access, training dollars. Workforce really does touch a number of different partners all throughout the state in all of our communities and regions. And so if you have not done so already, I would encourage everyone to contact their local Michigan Works office. And you can find your local Michigan Works office by visiting our website at michiganworks.org. There is an interactive map that lists out within your region the local Michigan Works offices themselves and key contact information. Again, please feel free to reach out. Let us know what we can do for you and help you along the way in your workforce journey.
Ryan, appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.